Both of you. Sit in front of me. No, not like that. Like on the table. Today's Friday, March 20.
Ow!
Today's Friday, March 29th, 2019. Anything else happened today, guys, that you want to tell me about?
I got hit in the balls with the soccer ball.
Anything else?
Nah.
Nothing else? I mean, what about you? Nothing else, Bella? Why aren't you looking at me when you speak to me? Okay. Alright. Well, what do you think I received today?
Report cards?
Yeah.
I know you did, because Monday's honor roll.
Who?
Monday's honor roll.
Yeah.
I don't have honor roll. No, do I?
Yep. So we're going to talk about report cards.
Yeah.
So, before we go over your grades, a couple of things that I want to mention. All right. Number one, regardless of how you do, whether you do good or bad, it's not going to dictate how much I love you or don't love you, okay? Because I love you, period. All right?
Wait, you don't know this sometimes?
No. The point that I'm making is that I love you all the time, regardless of your grades, regardless of how good you do or bad you do, I love you, okay?
Okay.
Even if I get disappointed or I get excited, that doesn't change the amount by which I love you. I love you how much?
Unconditionally, no matter what.
What does that mean?
No matter what.
Okay, alright.
You haven't told us that in
I
years.
told it to you last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing is, I need you to understand why school is important. Okay. School is important because as you get older, you're going to...
Need it?
No, yeah, but life, you're going to have to provide for yourself. Right now you're kids, so I provide everything. Pay attention. This is not a time to joke. I provide everything. I provide where where you live. Am I boring you, kid?
No.
Because I can make you stand up if you want. I provide where you live. I provide your food. Okay? I provide your games, your video games, right?
The internet.
The internet, your cell phone usage. I provide all that stuff. So right now, you don't have to worry about providing for yourself, right? But someday in the future, who's going to have to provide for themselves?
Us.
Yourself, right? So you're doing well in school and you're making decisions in life when it comes to work is going to determine your ability to get things in the future. Get an apartment, right? Hang out with your friends and go get pizza, leave it there. Hang out with your friends and go get pizza, how are you going to afford pizza with your friends, right? The ability to play a video game or buy the next Xbox, whatever, right? You're going to want the ability to do that. Or thinking more long term. You want to sit on the floor instead? Would that make you feel more comfortable?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You want to get a chair instead? No? Alright, because I want your full attention. Okay? And in the future, when you're an adult like me, and you're a father, and you're a mother, and you're a husband, and you're a wife, right? You're going to have to provide for your family as well. Okay? And you as a woman, part of my expectation for you is that you're not dependent on any man. That you're independent, that you're self-dependent. You understand me? Alright? And you as a man, for you to be independent as well. And not to be dependent on any woman, etc. Okay? But someday you're going to be parents. Someday you might want your kids to, take them on vacation, or just to get them a place to stay, or just be able to buy them toys. One of the things that I enjoy is buying you guys stuff, right? It's fun. I enjoy it, right? And you're going to want to do that as a parent too. But guess what? If you don't make the right decisions in life, you won't be able to do that. And there are consequences for the decisions that you make and the actions that you take. And that's why school is important. Okay? School will either make your life easier or harder. Alright? And not going to school is not an option, because if you stop going to school, then you're just asking to have a hard life. Period. Okay? Now, with that said, I'm going to start with Mike. All right, so Mike, we are in your second
Trimester.
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 That's what I said.
I don't know how to read this.
All right, I'm going to explain it to you. I simplify things. So you on average, the average of all your grades for this trimester is a B, an 82.25. So that's passing. So it's average, but it's passing. All right, so it's acceptable.
So I have to go above average?
You always have to shoot for above average.
Can I go for a 90?
Yeah, you should always go for a 90. Right now you're an 82. So you're average. You're getting, you're doing enough to pass, etc. Now, where you have shown the most improvement is science. You got a B plus. See that? B plus. And from what I see here, you went up in grade. You went from a 77 to an 87. So that's good. You've improved in science. I also see that in math, you went down 1 point, but it's not that big of a deal. But that is a point of weakness for you, where you need to do better. However, since you have an 84 there, that is a B, and it's passing. It's average. I'm not happy with average, but at least you're passing. Okay? Reading, you got a B minus. In reading, you went down 3 spots. English language arts. So there's work that needs to be done there. In social studies, you went up 5 points, which is good. But you need to work
on my social studies skills?
Yep, that's your weakest grade. You got a C plus there. But overall, again, you got an average grade of an 82.25, which is a B, so you're passing. Again, you need to strive to do more. You need to strive to do better, because just passing isn't...
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough?
Yeah. Well, it's enough as a person.
Just try enough, then I'm try to get...
Yeah,
try
you
to
want to
get honor roll.
Yeah, you want to shoot for honor roll. And this is your last trimester in this year, so you want to finish strong. Okay? So my recommendation for you, which I put here, my recommendation for you is no punishment, because you're passing. However, mandatory reading half hour each day, before television, before video games, etc. I already spoke with your mother. Every single day, you have to read a minimum of a half hour, and you have to read out loud, so that way your mother can hear you and time you. Okay? Huh? Now we might have to, use the iPad for these books, because that is the easiest way to do it.
I have a book from the library.
But if you can get books from the library, that'll make it easier. But you need to read a half hour every single day, before television, before video games, before using your phone, etc.
Okay.
The other final thing for you is you must show me all your social studies homework each day. All right, because that's your weakest point.
But there's one thing I need to tell you. Not every day I have social studies of homework.
Okay. So whenever you have it, you show it to me. But it's your responsibility to show me social studies homework and quizzes each day. All right? So we're not getting high grades, but we're passing, we're succeeding at least at getting schoolwork done. All right? And Mommy's here for the record, so that way if y'all see this in the future, Mommy was a part of this conversation and the planning. Okay?
It's special.
All right, kid?
Yes.
All right. So I'm not going to say congratulations. You're not going to get any...
I'm sorry, it's just when I get nervous I start yawning.
Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get any money or any gifts or anything like that, because
I already have
you're just passing. But you have some work to do. But again, I'm not dissatisfied. You got a B. Okay, your overall grade is a B. You just need improvement in social studies. All right.
Okay.
All right, get out of here. But stay there. Stay there. Isabella, you're not. Stop. Sit down. How do you think you did? Okay. And we spoke about this earlier during the year, right? And I asked you, only because I asked you, did you tell me that you didn't think you were doing well? Okay? You need a lot of improvement. This is your overall average grade is a 72, a C minus. Now, the biggest issue here is that you're failing math. You're literally failing math. you have a 54 in F, which means that if you do not pick up your grade this trimester, you might get left back in math. That's unacceptable. In English and language arts, you got a C plus. There you went up 2 spots, so I'm happy about that. You showed some improvement, right? I to A to P. So the way that it works is I is improvement needed, A is approaching success, P is proficient. So we want P's in this case. So you made some movement in English language arts. However, the movement you made is only a 77. That's a C plus. All right? That's below average. So that's not even saying average. That's saying below average. But you're passing. Okay? Just getting by. Okay, not good. Science, same thing. In science, you got a C plus. Here you went up 2 spots, so that's good. You at least went up 2 spots. So science is a stronger point for you. Okay? In social studies, you can use improvement. That was your strongest point, social studies. You got a B. You got a B minus. However, look at this. Although you love social studies, you went down 9 points, 91 to an 82. That tells me that you've lost focus on your homework. Because if you love social studies and you went down in your grade, that means you're not putting in enough effort.
We don't have social studies homework.
Well, then in school, you're not doing enough effort. And you went down from a P to an A. So something's not going right there. Okay? So we need to identify what that issue is. However, my biggest concern is not so much English, language arts, science, or social studies. My biggest concern is math. You're failing math. Okay? And you run the risk of, maybe getting left behind. All right? Your punishment, because you will be punished, strict punishment for the rest of the school year, we are taking away your phone. We're taking away your Apple Watch. So no more phone, period. Michael is the new point of contact, meaning that he's going to use your Apple Watch for the rest of the year, and he's the person that we're going to be in contact with, meaning that if mommy needs to find either one of you, we're reaching out to Michael. Michael, stop that. If I need to find either one of you, I'm reaching out to Michael, okay? If Lala needs to find either one of you, we're reaching out to Michael. That's it. No cell phone, period. Okay? You no longer have a social life until the end of this year. No hanging out with Zora, no exceptions. Period. No parties, if there are any, no birthday parties. I don't care if it's Zora's birthday party. I don't care if it's the greatest party of the year. You're not going. The weather gets nice outside, people want to go to the pool, you're not going. Michael wants to go to the pool, you're not going.
Wait, during the summer?
For the rest of this year. This last semester until your grade ends. Now, if your grades don't improve, then yeah, it'll go into the summer. But for now, it's for the remainder of this year. And no more chorus. We're taking away chorus from you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's like,
I can't hear you.
then
Then what?
what do I do?
Schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Because in life, if you don't meet, at the very least, the basic things that need to happen, there are consequences. Like if you were 42 like me right now, and you were failing at your job, and you lost your job, you wouldn't be able to pay for a cell phone, or an Apple Watch, or pay for rent, right? Or go out and hang out with your friends. So the purpose of the exercise of taking away the cell phone and the Apple Watch and to eliminate your social life and to take away chorus, which I know that you like, is for you to understand there are consequences in life. Okay? And for you to feel those consequences. Because you're older now. How old are you?
11?
11. So you're too old for me to give you bao bao. I'm not going to give you bao bao. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand there are consequences in life. Okay? Now, you also must use all of your after school help. Even if you don't need it, you're using it.
kids when you go Monday after school?
Monday after school, especially Mr. Milivoy's thing. And I'm waiting for the teachers to respond back to me to find out if there's before school. I might take you to those as well. But definitely anything after school, you're in it. Even if you don't need it, you're in it. Because you do need it, right? The only thing that maybe you don't need it in is social studies because you got a B minus. But that's a B minus. It's not even a B, okay? Mandatory 1 hour reading every single day. And mommy is aware of this. So even if I'm not here, every single day you have to read 1 hour before you can use the TV. And by the way, no iPad either. And you can't use Michael's iPhone either. Okay, not even to text me or mommy. Period. No iPhone usage, no TikTok, no nothing. If she asks to use your iPhone, the answer is no.
Okay.
If she needs to contact me, all right, or mommy, you're texting us, okay? Because you're not, I don't want a situation where, I trust you, but just in case, where you're like checking TikTok or checking Zora. No. No social life, period. Okay? And mandatory, you have to show me your math homework and all quizzes. Every single day that you have anything math related. Okay? My expectation is by you having nothing to do in no social life, is the other grades that aren't doing so well will improve. But math, we have to work on. And finally, with you, your teachers gave further feedback that you need to focus more and chat less in music. I don't want to hear that the people around you. No. All right? You're one of those people because she's saying so. Okay? That has to change. Any questions? Give me your cell phone.
And the Apple Watch.
An Apple Watch. That's it. So listen, you understand what's going on here? All right? What are your thoughts on this? Good job. Why good job? Huh?
Can I read
Read what?
A Star is Born?
Yeah, read whatever you want. You got to read an hour a day.
Father.
You can do better than this. All right? You're just not applying yourself. I know, because I'm your father. Okay? We're very smart people. But if we don't apply ourselves, that's the problem with genius. When you're too smart, sometimes you don't apply yourself. You got to apply yourself. Okay? All right? Mommy, do you want to add anything?
Can I add something?
What's up?
Bella, improve your grades.
Oh, wow. Did I just give a whole speech about that?
And by the way, I think I broke one of my ribcage bones because it really hurts.
Let me see. Let me see.
Ow.
All right. Make it happen,
From
kid.
day one.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Isabella just asked me the question. Go ahead, ask it again.
Oh, wait.
She asked, why am I only getting a
Oh, I remember. Let me see. Why am I getting a C if I didn't even take any social studies yet?
Why am I getting a C although I didn't take any social study tests? And what did I just say to you?
Because, like, I didn't even forget.
What you need to remember and focus on is not what other people are doing wrong, but what you can do better. Do not make the mistake in life of pointing elsewhere. You understand me? All right? Don't fall into the habit of saying, "Oh, I got a C minus in social studies because they don't even give us tests." No, you got a C minus, period. So you need to identify what it is that you can do better and not point fingers. You got to own your victories, but also the things that you can do better. You understand me? Because if not, that's the classic setup for failure in life. own your mistakes and learn from them and build from them. Understood? I'm gonna tell you a side story, but you can't tell your grandmother this because she's gonna deny it. Number one, and number two, she never never likes hearing that she did something wrong. But when I was in high school, was it high school? I think it was high school. I was struggling, or maybe it was elementary school. But I remember when I first started struggling in school, one of the classes that I did poorly in was who knows what. And I got a really bad grade. And what I did was, to try to protect myself, I blamed the teacher. I told my mother that it was the teacher's fault because she had a strong accent. She was this Filipino woman. I don't remember her name or anything, but she had a stupid bad accent. And that was not the reason why I did poorly. I did poorly because I either wasn't applying myself or I just was having difficulty understanding the information. I don't remember which one of the two it was. But rather than me say, I'm not applying myself or I'm just not understanding what's going on and seeking the right help, I blamed the teacher instead. And I said, I don't understand what she's saying. And my mother, instead of saying, hold on a second, Michael, even if that is the case, because of course there's always some level of truth behind things, instead of saying, where can you take ownership of what you're doing wrong, she blamed the teacher too. She actually went to the school and got into an argument with the teacher, right? And blamed the teacher's accent for my poor grade. What did I learn from that? Nothing good. And I wound up performing poorly in that class and struggling throughout school. Okay, one more second. And then, to make things worse, here's another example. You know, I got suspended from college. You remember that, right? I got kicked out of Syracuse University because I was not doing well academically. Yes, I'm a success now and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it's important to understand, first of all, that even when you fail, it's possible to come up from failure. It's all about what you decide to do in life. But the point that I'm making is that when I got suspended from Syracuse, my mother was, of course, mad at me. But do you know who else she blamed? Syracuse. She got into this whole fight with Syracuse. All right? You can't do that. You have to self-inflect and take ownership where you truly could have done things differently, because that's how you grow. But if we spend life saying it's that teacher's fault or the school didn't inform me or whatever, then we don't identify the root cause of the problem and we can't get better as individuals. Okay? Don't forget that.